To give you guys an idea of what the next few videos are going to look like, we're going to look at surface area of prisms and cylinders today. Then we're going to look at volume of prisms and cylinders. And then we'll look at surface area of cones and pyramids, and then volume of cones and pyramids, and then we'll finish off the unit with surface area and volume of hemispheres and spheres. So that's what it's going to look like, and it's on the calendar as well, so you can look there. Surface area is anything that you can touch on an object. So unlike regular area where it's just a flat surface area will cover everything. So if you're looking at like your desk maybe that you're sitting at, or wherever you're looking, maybe the walls and the ceiling, that would be everything included in a three-dimensional object. So that'd be surface area, and then volume we'll talk about in the next video. So a prism, first of all, is a solid with two parallel bases with rectangular sides, and those sides are called lateral faces. So in this instance, our lateral face would be here, here, and then the one facing you. So those are our lateral faces. The height, or the bases rather, are the top and bottom, and we're going to look at that in a second. So the height of the prism always connects the two bases and is perpendicular to them. Okay? And we're going to have two basic formulas here. We're going to have lateral area, which is perimeter of the base times the height, and these are important that you know these right here, what those symbols stand for. So it's the perimeter of the base times the height, and then surface area is going to be lateral area, the sides, plus two bases, top and bottom. So you can see how that's applied there again. Surface area, you have to add the top and the bottom bases. So we're going to look at some examples, and I want you guys to follow just as I do, so that you'll make less mistakes. So, find each of the following: perimeter, area of the base, lateral area, and surface area. So perimeter, I'm going to start off, I want to find the perimeter of the base. I'm going to identify my bases first. That would be down here, and then up here. And to find my perimeter, easiest way to do it is either count the sides, or you can use a little formula of, you could do 2 lengths plus 2 widths, which is the same as saying, okay, 2 7s plus 2 9s. So you're going to have 14 plus 18, or 32 feet. You do the same thing by just counting, because if that's 7, that's 9 as well. The area of the base, it's actually a little bit easier. That's just base times height, because it's a rectangle, or 7 times 9, 63 feet squared. That's the area of the base. Your lateral area, that would be your perimeter times the height. The perimeter we just found, 32. The height is 14. 32 times 14, I'm going to use my little calculator here. 448 feet squared. That's still area, so that's feet squared. We're not into feet cubed yet, that's volume, so hold on to that until the next video. And then the surface area, that's going to be our perimeter times height, or our lateral area. If we want to think of it that way, I can leave it as perimeter times height to start with, plus two bases, because there's a top and bottom base. So my perimeter times my height I already did. That's going to give me perimeter times height is 448. We did that in the first step there, or the second, or the lateral area step. Plus two bases. My bases are 63 apiece. So now on my calculator, I'm going to do that. 448 plus 2, parentheses 63. Get 500 and, oops, let's do this again. 2 times 63, 448, 574 feet squared. In other words, that's all the area that you could touch on this shape. Let's look at the next one. Now our bases, again, the lateral faces are always going to be rectangular. So our bases, we can tell now, are this side and this side. Okay, so you got to be careful. Always identify the bases first. So for perimeter of a triangle, I'm just going to add up all three sides of the bases. I'm missing one. It's a 5, 12, 13 triangle, though. I don't need to use Pythagorean theorem. If you need to, go ahead and use it to find that third side. So that's just adding them up. 5 plus 12 plus 13. That's going to give me 30 even. Okay. Our base is a triangle, so we're going to do base times height divided by 2. Base is 5, or the base maybe is 12, we'll say either way, times the height is 5. It doesn't matter the order of those. 12 times 5 is 60, divided by 2 is 30 meters squared. That's the area now, so it's meters squared. And it's just a coincidence there that they end up being the same. Lateral area, that's going to be perimeter times the height. Perimeter we said was 30. The height of the object, if we were to stand it up on its bases, is this, which is 9. 3 times 9 is 27. Add on a 0. 270 meters squared. And my last step, my surface area, perimeter times height plus 2b. Already did perimeter times height, that's 270. Plus 2 bases, so 2 times 30 apiece. So that's 2 times 30 is 60, plus 270 is 330 meters squared. Your surface area should always be bigger than your lateral area every single time. If it's not, you made a mistake in there somewhere. So this always needs to be bigger than the lateral area. One more, a little bit tougher one, and then we'll look at cylinders. Regular hexagon. So right away I'm going to identify my bases. They're my non-rectangular sides in this case. So top and bottom. And then I'm going to work on each one at a time. So my perimeter. Well, I have a side of 6, and I have 6 sides. So 6 times 6, 36 centimeters for my perimeter. My base, the area of the base, is a hexagon. Now, you have one of two options. You can either A, do perimeter times the path and divide by 2, which is fine. Then you have to draw your triangle and do all that. Or you could go ahead and just use that little handy formula of 6L squared, square root of 3, all over 4, and it's on your formula sheet. Plug in A equals 6 times 6 squared, radical 3, all over 4. So that's going to be area equals 6 times 36, radical 3, all over 4. I'm going to do 6 times 36 divided by 4 all in one step. And the area is 54 radical 3. So that was the one I just used here. So I use 6L squared radical 3 all over 4. And I got 54 radical 3 centimeters squared. Again, the L in that stands for one of the sides in the hexagon. Hexagon it works for, and then you'd get rid of the 6 out in front for a triangle. Lateral area is going to be perimeter times height, or perimeter we already said is 36. The height of the object is 8. 36 times 8 is 288 centimeters squared. And the last step, perimeter times height plus 2 bases, or we already said perimeter times height is 288, plus 2 bases, so 2 times 54 radical 3. So I'm going to leave that as 288 plus 2 times 54 is 108 radical 3 centimeters squared. Don't mess with that radical. That's an innie. So that's that's any sort of prism. So you have a hexagonal prism, you have a triangular prism, and you have a just a rectangular prism in number 1. So different ones, you have to identify the bases every time. Very similar idea, same formulas. A cylinder is a solid with 2 circular bases. Okay, so the only thing that changes now is that we are dealing with circles, which you know means pi. Okay, so perimeter again is the same as circumference, which is diameter times pi. So same kind of idea. Okay, so number 4, identify my bases. Here's one here. Here's another one down here. And perimeter, again, we can't count around the sides. That doesn't make sense. We have to find their circumference. So we're going to do circumference equals diameter times pi. Plug in, diameter is 22. Leave pi. Easy enough, 22 pi meters. Area of the base. Well, area of a circle, that's the base, is pi r squared, which equals pi times 11 squared, or 121 pi meters squared. Remember, take half of your diameter to get your radius. The lateral area, that's perimeter times height. Perimeter we said was 22 pi. Height we said is 14 right here. 22 times 14. 308 pi meters squared. I hope you guys like the clothespin on my nose during this video. And the last one, perimeter times height plus 2b. I should make that a better b. I'm running out of room. I should have made these bigger spots. Maybe I'll just do this here. Perimeter times height plus 2 bases, and I'll work right below it. So perimeter times height we already said is 308 pi plus 2 bases, or 2 times 121 pi. So that's going to give us 308 pi plus 2 times 121 is 242 pi. And you can go ahead and combine those. 242 plus 308 is 550 pi meters squared. Again, pretty straightforward. Make sure you follow your formulas. Make sure you know P means perimeter of the base. Make sure you know big B means area of the base. Number 5. Okay, let's identify these bases. Be careful. This is one here. That's one there. I could stand it straight up and my height would be 10. So perimeter is going to be diameter times pi. Diameter would be 16 because it's double the radius, 16 pi centimeters. Area of the base, it's a circle, pi r squared. So we're going to plug in pi times 8 squared, or 64 pi centimeters squared. The lateral area is going to be perimeter times height. We said the perimeter is 16 pi times a height of 10. 16 times 10 is 160 pi centimeters squared. And surface area, that's perimeter times height plus 2 bases, or 160 pi plus 2 bases, 2 times 64 pi each. Simplify that, and then go ahead and add up those two numbers, keeping pi with it. 288 pi centimeters squared. Again, kind of gets a little repetitive. We're going to look at different problems that aren't, find all 4 things. We're just find surface area, just find the area of the base. But it's good to get all these in at the same time. Okay, that's all I have for this one. So, shorter video again. We are going to do the group work tomorrow in class. You have a rectangular prism. You have a pentagonal prism, so that's going to be a little bit tricky to find the area of the base there. You're going to have to use perimeter times apothem divided by 2, and then we have a cylinder. So all 3, I know some of you guys will work ahead, which is great. Give exact answers if possible, and we will do that tomorrow in class. If you want to watch the next video, it's going to be volume on these 2 shapes as well. See ya!